Good morning, everyone. All right, Tim is he's coming. I think he's making coffee for me. I'm gonna put it here so that it's his pretend chair. There we go. Hold on. There we go.
There you go.
I am bundled up because it was only 45 degrees this morning when I went out to do my volunteer work, and I was cold. So I have on my boots with the fur, my scarf. I had on my ear warmers. My hair's a mess.
It's not that time of year.
It shouldn't be, but it's freezing. It's so funny because it's so different from where I was yesterday, sweating in the garden. So we have good news. We had a great week. We had 2 closings. Tim, what was your closing?
Had an investor that had a rental that they were ready to be done with. It just wasn't. It stopped returning the way that they hoped it would. Good news for them. We were able to get them about $20,000 more. Well, $20,000 more in the purchase price than they thought they were going to get. They still netted about $15,000 more on the back end. So they were very excited at the closing table yesterday. Attorney didn't realize that numbers were important, evidently. That was a fun experience when they didn't have our... So normally we get a little closing statement that says, here's your proceeds, here's how much is going to you, how much is going to the seller or to the buyer. They didn't have that ready for us. So we were kind of signing blindly, but they were able to get us some estimated numbers when we got to it.
It just goes to show, like, when we say we have partners like our attorney, Nip Law, that we like to work with, it's for a reason. We don't get any type of kickback, except the only benefit is that they work just as hard for our clients as we do, and that's why we
we know numbers when we go to closing.
Yeah, and their numbers are always on point.
They are.
We always check our closing disclosures beforehand, but I usually don't have any issues unless I forgot to send them something that needed to go on the CD. So, all right. Oh, and then my closing in the morning, well, I had mine about 1 o'clock, was a really good friend, a couple that Tim and I are very good friends with, and they are actually full-time traveling overseers. So it was just such an awesome experience to go through this home buying journey with them and see how our God is blessing them and their efforts. And yeah, it was just really cool. So we'll be sharing pictures of that in our posts. You know me, it just takes me a minute to get it out there. Okay, so what is going on in the Charlotte region? We just hit a really big milestone. So for the first time in 2026, we have over 12,000 homes on the market. Yep.
But that's even with the rates staying steady below 6.5%. We're still at about 6.36. So it's interesting to see those numbers continue to go up, even though rates are staying reasonable.
Mm-hmm. And then it says buyer demand. Where are we at for that?
Yeah, so the spring surge is definitely here. We're up about 16% this week. So lots of new buyers coming to the market. Again, I think I mentioned it last week. The data, the way it lags, we should see the total number of listings start to go down just a little bit with that buyer activity picking up. But we'll see, because there's lots of you guys that have the golden handcuffs that are moving on as well. So in that 12,000 homes that are currently available, that's an 11.7, almost 12% increase from last year. And we've got 1,532 new listings that hit the market just in that same week. Pending sales, those have increased up to 1,202. And that 30-year fixed rate mortgage I mentioned is at 6.36. So buyers aren't waiting for that perfect rate anymore that they hoped would come. They're getting ready to move either way.
Yeah, because what we're seeing is that buyers are getting seller credit. We've been talking about seller credit for a long time, and seller credit is really helping so many more people to be able to afford homes. So we've been looking at our kind of final wrap up for April, and it really is. It's just there's inventory out there, and the median sales price is holding steady around 400,000. So for our sellers, they're currently receiving 96% of the original list price. So on a $400,000 home, that is $16,000 negotiation room. So a lot of times where we see that is either on the price or in a seller credit, which your money actually is going to go further with the seller credit to help you buy down the rate, reduce that monthly payment. So our month supply, wow, our month supply is 3.3 months. That is a 10% jump in our market. So that's astounding. And then we're looking at an average of 100 days from the time a seller lists to the time that they close. So it's not days on market, but 100 days from list to close. So I think we're about 60 days on market. So yeah, buyers have inventory, buyers have time, and buyers have money.
And a decent rate to go with it.
Yeah, yep.
Sellers
Make sure that you are putting a home that is turnkey.
Make sure you got an agent that's doing the right things to market the home.
Yeah, turnkey, and then you have pricing it right. All right, you guys, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Bye, y'all.
Enjoy your weekend. I don't know what we're going to be. There's so much going on in the Cabarrus County for this Saturday for families. So I'm going to try to put that out there, and hopefully we will see you around.
Bye, guys.